It's now my only chance to avoid having my body destroyed. Any more delays and I might be reduced to nothing but dust. Liam was leaning back on the sofa reviewing some business reports. I floated close, looking at the scar on his ear. That scar was his most sensitive spot. Once I accidentally touched it and he grabbed my wrist so fast I thought he'd break it. That was the only time he'd ever laid a hand on me. It scared me so much that I avoided getting too close to him for a while. It was Mr. Barrett who later told me the story. When Liam was a teenager living with his mother abroad, they had a hard life. To help with the family's financial struggles, he'd started doing odd jobs after school. One night while walking home late, he crossed paths with a notorious serial killer who collected victims' ears as trophies. Liam had been tortured in a basement, and just as the killer was about to cut off his ear, the police arrived and rescued him in the nick of time. Since then, his ear had become an untouchable topic. After hearing that, I never again mistook his reaction for abuse. I blew on the scar lightly, but he didn't react. Frustrated, I took a deep breath, focused and blew harder. This time, his hand hesitated as he flipped a page. He turned, looking in my direction. Excited, I waved my hand in front of his face. "Liam, can you feel me?" His expression was serious as he glanced around, his gaze resting on where I stood. Then he shook his head and muttered, "She's asleep in the bedroom. Why does it feel like she's right next to me?" He rubbed his temples, closing his eyes. "I must be under too much pressure lately." For the next 2 weeks, Liam was in and out of the house early and late. The news was full of coverage about his latest business acquisition, and the hosts were analyzing his growing wealth and influence. Meanwhile, Nina was living as me, unable to flaunt her fake identity to her old friends. Instead, she opened the doors to the elite ladies who came to visit. I hated socializing, so I'd never participated in the wives' circles. Liam once told me that a man's worth didn't need to be proven or boosted by his wife. It was one of the few times we actually agreed on something. But clearly Nina had a very different mindset. "Mrs. Hawthorne, congratulations! Liam's latest acquisition has made Hawthorne Holdings unstoppable. No one in the country can compete with him now." "Oh, Mrs. Chang, it's not just the country. Hawthorne is an international group, and Mr. Hawthorne's vision is global." "You're so lucky to have married such an incredible man, Mrs. Hawthorne. At just under